Hello there guys and welcome back to Blues Fans TV for another Premier League match preview of mine as Chelsea are to take on Southampton at Stamford Bridge tomorrow on Saturday afternoon, with the kickoff being at 3 p.m. UK time. You all know about this ridiculous thing of paying £15 to watch that game if you actually want to watch it on TV from the UK. Outrageous, absolutely outrageous. Well, we've spoken enough about this on this channel. Ian did in his own video. We spoke about it on the podcast yesterday. If you haven't checked that out, do so. But at the end of the day, the Chelsea are back. I'm excited and I hope you are too. And if you are, make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't just yet. That'd be massively appreciated. Help us on our way to 200,000 subscribers at the end. And make sure you drop a like as well if you do enjoy our content. And while you're at it, make sure you subscribe to my personal channel as well. The link is down in the description, or it's there if you click the I button, or you just type in Laurens Vescoli on YouTube. Subscribe to that. That'd be massively appreciated as well. And just lastly, before we get into the video itself, thank you to our sponsors of today's video. And if you do want to pre-order Football Manager 21, do so with the link in the description. Get it early. Pretty much just for being a Chelsea fan, and get 10% off using the code BluesFansTV. And also, if you want to order any of the new Chelsea kits, make sure you use the other link in the description below and use our promo code BAG20 for an extra discount. But that was enough waffle already. That was more than enough waffle. So let's get into the most important bits from Frank Lampard's pre-match press conference, which took place earlier today. And first of all, of course, always the most important thing are team news, especially after the international break. And we do have a few people that are out, including our new goalkeeper, Edouard, who Frank Lampard did confirm is not fit for tomorrow's game. But they are hoping that the injury that he picked up on international duty with the Senegal, which is a muscle injury, as far as I'm aware, in his hamstring, won't be too long. Reports even do suggest that he might actually be fit to face Sevilla in the Champions League on Tuesday. Thiago Silva then actually also won't be involved tomorrow either, after playing for Brazil on Wednesday and travelling back to London from Peru since then. So he isn't actually injured. He is fit, but jet lag and just traveling, and so far, because I mean South America's Europe is a far bloody trip, so he'll, I guess, be rested and to be fully fit for the game against Sevilla on Tuesday. But the positive news is that all of Ben Chilwell, Christian Pulisic, Hakim Ziyech are all fit and part of the squad for the game tomorrow. Just that Hakim Ziyech isn't quite ready to start, but will most likely come off the bench. Especially, this is a positive surprise for Ben Chilwell, who did actually pull out of the England squad with an ongoing foot issue, which of course was the heel injury that he's been out with since obviously his Leicester days in July. He pulled out of the England squad for that, but it seems to have been precautionary, and he is fit for the game tomorrow. But none of the journalists actually asked about N'Golo Kante's fitness situation, who also pulled out of the France international or national team, but just out of the third game, I guess, with a reported pain in his muscle, whatever that exactly means. It was then this morning reported by Nizar Kinsella from Goal.com that Kante did take part in full training this week. So he sure seems to be fit, but we don't actually know for sure, which of course is disappointing. And then lastly, from the press conference, the boss did state that every player, including Antonio Rudiger, can work their way back into the team and the squad if they just work hard enough. That's just how it works under him if he's the boss. But with all of that information, let's now talk about the team that I myself would field, and then after that, my predicted 11 for tomorrow's game, which of course, is very exciting, I guess. In goal, I would go with Kepa, now that Mendy isn't fit. He kept a clean sheet against Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo for Spain, so might as well start him, I guess. Can't really get much more of a confidence boost than that, really, can you now? Coming to the centre-backs, now for me, Kurt Zouma should and is a guarantee to start there. But with Thiago Silva missing this one, I'm not sure who I'd most like to see next to Big Kurt. You know what? I think I'm going to go for Fikayo Tomori, actually. Why the hell not then? Why the hell not? Even if I don't think Frank will actually do that as well, give Fik a chance, give Fik a chance, especially for the fact that, he decided he was going to stay after Rudiger. We didn't find anyone for Rudiger to be loaned out to. Then we kind of had the option for Fikayo Tomori to go to West Ham, but he decided not to. So why the hell, let's not reward that with starting, and hopefully it goes well. But as for the fullbacks, I would obviously keep Ben Chilwell at left back if he is fit to start, but on the right, I would actually go for Reece James. Some of you might be surprised. Azpilicueta, of course, started against Crystal Palace before the break. But with the upcoming games against Sevilla and Manchester United in mind, where Azpi might be the better suited as he's defensively slightly more reliable still, we need to play Reece James, in some games. So probably best suited to this one out of the next three. Then coming to the midfielders, or our double pivot rather. I know some of you will want to kill me already. But I'd go for Jorginho and N'Golo Kante. If he can start, of course, that is for N'Golo Kante. I mean, Kai Havertz's best position is the number 10 role, so we kind of have to play in a 4-2-3-1 formation. And I just think neither Jorginho plus Kovacic, nor Kovacic plus Kante works all that well in that formation, to be honest. Plus, Jorginho plus Kante worked and did really well against Palace before the break when we won 4-0. Although Southampton can be a very aggressive team, and Kovacic is certainly the most press-resistant out of the three, so maybe that might sway my decision, but you never just know with Southampton. They might be crazy on the press, but they might just sit back and try to hit you on the break. So it's a tough one, but I would still stick to Jorginho and N'Golo Kante. Then, of course, Kai Havertz as the centre attacking mid. Christian Pulisic, without even the smallest doubt, has to start on the left as the left winger. And then for me, even if Lampard would probably disagree, Callum Hudson-Odoi should be on the right, while Hakim Ziyech isn't yet ready to start. And then again, without a shadow of a doubt, Timo Werner starts up front. There's no question about it. He starts up front. And if he starts anywhere else, I'm going to be fuming. I'm going to be absolutely fuming. So this is my team. This is the team that I myself would pick. But now moving on to my predicted 11 ahead of tomorrow's game between Chelsea and Southampton. Just one change from the back five that I myself picked. In that, I think Andreas Christensen will start alongside Kurt Zouma rather than Fikayo Tomori, but then Chilwell will always start if he's fit under Lampard. He just does not rate either Alonso nor Emerson, let's be honest. And I believe Frank will actually have the same reasoning for James over Aspie as myself, so that's why I think just the one change compared to my picks. I also think that Lampard will actually stick with the double pivot of Jorginho and N'Golo Kante and stick to the 4-2-3-1 formation as well, just because it worked so well last time round. Although I'm sure Frank will actually be thinking about Kovacic and his press resistance just like I did, just like I am. So we'll have to wait and see what he actually picks. But that's my prediction, I guess. Kai Havertz as the number 10, Christian Pulisic on the left and Timo Werner up front. I'm 95% sure Lampard will also pick. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if he picks Mason Mount on the right wing rather than Callum Hudson-Odoi. So much so that that's actually even going to be my prediction. That's, because I don't know. He loves Mason. Mason gives us a lot that Callum Hudson-Odoi doesn't, even if it's some part of the offensive game. He maybe doesn't give us certain things that we would need. But that's just what I'm expecting. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what he actually does. But that is my predicted 11. And now let's get into the game itself. And I think it's going to be very important to be fully concentrated all the way through. Because Southampton are a good and dangerous team that is really, really difficult to predict, like I suggested already. They have games like they did against Spurs when they play a really high line and end up conceding 5 goals. But then they have other games, like last Boxing Day, of course, when they beat us 2-0 at Stamford Bridge, when they were very solid, very compact, but then incredibly clinical on the other end and, just battered us at the bridge, really. I mean, not battered us, but beat us 2-0 anyways, even if that whole result was very much so helped by Lampard thinking just because a 3-4-3 formation beat Tottenham a few days earlier, it will also work against Southampton, and, well, it didn't. Like, at all. So, it wasn't helped by the formation, but still, it's very tricky to know what kind of Southampton you're going to get. Regardless, though, we need to be on it. If they press us, everyone needs to move like crazy. Because the more you move, the easier it is for your teammates to find you, even when they're being pressed. And that just needs to get into these guys' mind sometimes, because I feel like once we're pressed, we even move less, and that makes it everything more tricky. But Pulisic will start, so I'm actually quite confident that we'll get a penalty, maybe even 2. But we need to get into those 1v1 situations. For when Pulisic plays, I barely have to mention it. But it's important that they do. Not just him, but whoever starts on the right, whoever, is Timo Werner up front, I guess, as well. They just absolutely have to do that. You create chances like that, you create spaces like that. You might get fouled to get a penalty. You can get shots away that either ends up in goal when it's deflected or straight in there. Or you get a corner. We had a couple of dangerous corners against Palace last week, or before the break. So those are things that we need to do. Get into those 1v1 situations on the wings and just in and around their box. And also, if there's then spaces left in behind them, we need to exploit those as well. The likes of Werner and Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi as well, if he starts, have to make those runs. And obviously, someone needs to play those passes to find them. So hopefully we can do that. And just to quickly talk about Southampton themselves a bit more as well. After 4 games of this Premier League season so far, they sit in 11th on 6 points with 2 wins and 2 losses. The first 2 games they lost. The second 2, they won. They usually play in a 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1 formation. Actually had more possession in all but one of their games so far this season. Funnily enough, less of it against Burnley, out of all people. And of course, their biggest danger man is most certainly Danny Ings, who's been in great form for a few months already. And they have also recently signed Theo Walcott from Everton, who of course did start his career at Southampton before ever going to Arsenal. So, we'll be interested to see how well he will do for them. But they certainly do have a fair few very, very good players and a very good manager. But at the end of the day, even if the Saints won their last 2 games, if we have Kai Havertz, Timo Werner and Christian Pulisic starting, plus Hakim Ziyech coming from the bench, I don't think they're ready for that. I don't think anyone is ready for that, in all honesty. So I'm going to predict a 4-1 win to the Chelsea. That is if N'Golo Kante and Ben Chilwell are fit to start. If they're not, very different story. I'm not even going to give a prediction for that. I just don't even want to think about that. I just hope they are fit, like I said, and that we'll get to see at least 20, if not even 30 minutes of Hakim Ziyech. That will be absolutely brilliant. But to be honest, guys, that has actually been it from me. That has been it from me. And if you haven't already, like I said in the beginning already, make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV. That'd be massively appreciated. You know, drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you do enjoy our content. And yeah, of course, leave me your thoughts ahead of the game down in the comment section below. Like I said already, make sure you subscribe to my personal channel as well. Link is down in the description. Link is up there. If you click the I button, subscribe over there. I will be back with content over there. Missed out on international break. Had other stuff going on. Unexpected, but I did. So, you know, that was that. Make sure you subscribe though. I'll be back with a lot of content over there very, very soon. And then lastly, again, thank you to our sponsors of today's video. If you do want to pre-order Football Manager 21, do so with the link down in the description. Get it early and get 10% off for using the code BluesFansTV. And also, if you want to order any of the new Chelsea kits, make sure you use the other link in the description below and use our promo code BAG20 for a discount. But yeah, that's been it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, and I'll see you when I see you.